Good afternoon. How are you? So, I'm going to talk to you about mastering the art of self-expression. What does that mean? It's a big topic. Well, we live in a social media society. Obviously, you're watching me right now on social media, so self-expression is a big part of it. And it's kind of what my passion is really showing passion. And so I studied the subject. I've learned a lot about it. And one of my favorite TED Talks is by a guy named Andrew Stanton. Now, Andrew Stanton talks about the art of storytelling. And for those of you guys who don't know who Andrew Stanton is, he is the creator and writer of two of my favorite movies, one being Toy Story and the other one being WALL-E, both Pixar. So here's the interesting story, the backstory. Pixar started in this guy was a computer guy, and everybody at the time was doing old school Disney style animation, writing it down, drawing it out. So his first couple of, George Lucas bought the company, but the actual guy who started it, he started out doing these computer animations, and they were very rudimentary, nothing like what we've seen today. And I'm going to ask you guys to recall, some of you older people might remember, because this guy was doing all these computer animations, but all the people who watched it kept asking about the analytics, how the computer worked, how he could do it, and less about the story. And he wanted to really create storytelling. But people were asking after watching his short animated films done on the computer, this is back in the late 70s, early 80s, they were asking about how the analytics worked and not about the story. So you remember the first Pixar one where it was the desk lamp, and it was like this desk lamp with a movable arm, and you still see it now. It represents Pixar. It's like their main thing. And that was the first time after he showed this short where people didn't ask about how it worked and how it did it. They asked, hey, which desk lamp? Was it the mom or the dad? So they started to really get involved in the actual story rather than what was going on. So that's the first part about Pixar. So here's Woody, right? So I'm going to get back to Andrew Stanton, the guy who wrote Toy Story. And if you Google Andrew Stanton and you Google his TED Talk, he says the art of storytelling and to be a master of it comes down to one thing, and that's making your audience care. Why should they care? So all of you guys out there right now, why am I telling you this? Well, because you guys probably have a business, whether you're self-employed, you're an entrepreneur, where you work somewhere, and you are your brand, and your job is to really make people care and to really, in this day and age of social media, bring yourself and your brand out more. Hey, look a little, hi Woody, there you go. Anyway, why is Woody here? So, Andrew Stanton, again, creator of Toy Story, and look, I even got this little guy. How many of you guys have seen WALL-E? Right? That's WALL-E. I know if you're parents, you've seen these. What's up, Doug? Hey, what's up, Chris, Judy, Morgan? Here's the key why I bring these two guys on. I didn't just get these for my daughters. Because what is it about these two? This is a doll. So I want to ask you first and foremost, what Woody, when a grown-up or a person, a real person comes into the room, here's Woody, right? He's talking. When a person comes to the room, what happens? Woody falls down. He goes limp. His expression is like this. There's no expression. And Woody becomes what? He becomes lifeless. So how does Andrew Stanton, the filmmaker, make this guy so endearing to all of us? Why do we love this character? Do you know that Toy Story, I think, is the only film to ever receive a perfect 100 score on Rotten Tomatoes? I mean, it's one of the most acclaimed stories ever. And if you've seen Toy Story 2 and 3, they're just as good. But what happens is Woody moves. Woody talks. Woody has expression. His body moves. His mouth moves when he's alive. But when a real person comes to the room, he goes limp. So that shows you the meaning of expression, the meaning of body movements, using your face to express emotion. If you're not using your face and you're not using your language and you're not using your body, then all of a sudden life becomes pretty boring and you just become a talking mouth. Let's look at this. I'm wearing this Rolling Stone shirt, okay? Here's another great example. Mick Jagger, the Rolling Stones, one of the greatest rock bands of all time, can surely 1, 2, or 3. So the question is Mick Jagger this musical icon because he has a great, great voice? Are the Rolling Stones great because they make great music? Okay, yes. But when you think of Mick Jagger, what do you think about? His face, his videos, right? Really, the Rolling Stones were big, but then in the 80s, they kind of reinvented themselves because those people who couldn't see Mick Jagger in concert and see all this crazy, they saw it on a music video. So when you think of people who are easy to impersonate, Mick Jagger is always one of those people. If you've ever seen Jimmy Fallon do his Mick Jagger imitation, it's spot on. Because he has got these big lips and these expressions. I can't do it very good, but I think you get my point. The greatest of the great really find a way to express themselves both physically and through their face and through their voice and through their emotions. When Andrew Stanton, the creator, when he created this little guy, a robot, right? What does a robot do? The first 45 minutes to an hour of this movie is this robot with no other characters, and he doesn't talk, doesn't speak English, doesn't say anything, he just blinks his eye, but has the ability to convey raw emotion through subtle nuances in his blinking of these little eyes, in the little noises, in the little motions that his body makes. The director is able to make you fall in love with this character because he makes you care about him. Okay? It's a robot. And here's Woody. Back to Woody. He's alive, he's dancing, he's singing, you hear Tom Hanks' voice, you see the emotions, but then all of a sudden somebody walks into the room and he's just a doll, a lifeless doll. So what I would like you guys to do is when you're talking to people, when you're at work, more importantly, my friend Phil, who does my class, he made a great point the other day. You know, Phil told me, he goes, he loves his wife more than anything. And he found himself coming home from work and saying, hey, babe, and that was it, with no really emotion. And that made me think, he's got a great point. Phil goes, how could I have the woman who I care most about in this world, the person who means the most to me, who I love more than anything, and that's all I got for her? Hey, babe. So whether it's in your home or whether it's in your job or right here on social media making a point, use your expression. Use your face. Get up in people's face or relax. You can point to them. You can hammer home anything you want. You can talk about what it means in your heart to really feel something. But it's a lot better than sitting in your car like this. Hey guys, something I'm very passionate about today. I want to talk to you about something that means a lot to me. That's not passion. I don't know if you really care about that. Now, you don't have to be way over the top crazy. But in life, we have to use the ability to convey emotion and be animated. If I'm excited, I want to show you excitement. Did you guys watch the World Series the other night? And did you see when they panned the audience in the 10th inning, and you saw grown men like this, biting their nails, freaking out? You saw people praying, right? What if they would have panned the audience of the World Series and everybody went like this? That's a golf clap. That's why we love sports. That's why we love sports, because it gives us the ability to freaking go crazy. And that's what we want to do as humans. We want to lock our emotions. Okay? So many people, they love Sundays because Monday through Friday they're in a shirt and tie and they have to be this way. And then Sundays, they get the ability to go out there and go crazy. So when you saw all those people in Cleveland that were like this and like this, and then, sorry Cleveland guys, but if you saw the Chicago fans after the win, and they're jumping up and down, hugging each other. Life is about emotion. It's about emotion. And emotion comes from your eyes. 43 muscles in the face. You can smile, you can be mad, you can be sad, but you got to show it. So what I'd like you to do, this message today is, how do you succeed? Make people care about your story. Because each one of you guys, each one of you out there, right there, each one of you has a story that needs to be told. If it's a story in your house that you need to tell your spouse, your kids, if it's a story at work where you need to be a better communicator to work, if it's a story for your brand, if it's a story because you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to make it in this world, then I want you guys to show the emotion. I want you to exercise those 43 muscles in the face. I want you to be Mick Jagger and use your mouth, use your arms, but do it in a way that comes natural to you. And I think part of that is just allowing yourself to let go and not give a shit really about what other people think. We always love that old cliche, dance like nobody's watching. What does that mean? Dance like nobody's watching. Because when nobody's watching, then you're free to do what you want. You don't care. And you're moving. You're going nuts. Cheer like your team just won the national championship. Do it. Yeah, so Devin, you're a Jets fan, so you've experienced all the emotions except winning a Super Bowl in your lifetime. That'll come. I have a feeling that'll come. The sports fans are the worst. We feel it every day. We're like, why do I love this team? Why do I let myself get down? My team lost. My fantasy team is losing. And then you realize it's just a game. But it allows us to let go. It allows us to express the things we need to express. Be animated. Let your body speak for yourself. Master the art of self-expression. Master it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I'm going to go give this to my daughter after I'm done playing with it. And look, that doesn't work. I feel really gypped off because I wanted him to say, there's a snake in my boots. So anyway, have a great day. Have a great weekend. And master your own self-expression. Get out there and make a difference. Show people your emotions. We're emotional creatures. That's the way God created us. Let them see it in your body, in your face, and in your voice. Have a great day.